Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Tiberium. You're talking about F125. I almost bought it the other night. I almost did. I think the last F1 game I bought was like 21 or something. So it's been a long time. So Iowa Speedway, it's good to be back. We had a week off of NASCAR. The 3 national series all off last week. And now we are back with a lot of racing this weekend. They were live on Flow Racing as well. Right before we went live here. And we have cars on track. That's so good to see. Ryan Sieg on the pole. Chastain second. Let me just scroll through the field really quickly. So really the only outsider, the only bushwhacker would be Ross Chastain. And I don't think he's won in the O'Reilly Series this year. So that'll be interesting. Corey Day starting top 10. Jeremy Clements top 10. Sheldon Creed up there in the top 10. Sam Mayer did not have a great qualifying effort. Multiple wins here at this track. 23rd. They were off the base. AGR guys, consistent as always, running right around each other. And then, Junior Motorsports, they're like the typical Hendrick Motorsports year performance in O'Reilly. This year, I would not say is typical. All right. That's a lot to do. I usually just focus on one career at a time because if I did it the way you do it, your workload, it would take me so much longer to progress through it. I like how you do your videos in terms of pacing. The video might have 2 to 3 races in it, and it's well commentated over. Several cars to the rear today. All right, let me look at J-Ski quickly. Plug in my pedals. This is the Hy-Vee Perks 250. There we go. Purse $1.6 million. Not bad. We'll have a caution at lap 60, 120, and the checkered flag at 250. I don't know. I do not know if we're actually going to hit these numbers. I feel like they'll mostly single file out if we can make it a solid 20 laps. Probably faster than that. So we might not see a ton of cautions, but a lot of times we see a clean stage 1, and then stage 2, it really falls apart. So we'll see what happens. This one should be fun. There we go. Now it's working. All right. Coming to the stripe. Green flag. Ryan C getting a great jump on that outside line. Ooh, Rajah Caruth gonna lose several spots here. Just slipped up the track. Gonna lose at least 3 spots here. This is like a stretched out Richmond in my mind, or a smaller Nashville. Don't forget to check in for NASCAR fan rewards, dude. Thank you. Track position is going to be key. Yeah, I mean, once you get on, this is considered a short track. Even though it is longer, it's considered a short track. Anytime you're at a short track, it's going to be really important. My eyes are burning. I've not slept. I laid down some today after I went to Top Golf. There's replaying Rajah slipping up the track. Justin Allgaier is moving pretty well here. This track just, for whatever reason, feels like it would be one Justin would be decent at. And Justin's just had a great year. It's kind of like Hamlin. Any given week, you could pick Hamlin, you can pick Allgaier, and you have a really good shot at being correct and looking smart. But anytime it's a really skilled track, and especially a track position type, it just seems to play towards Justin's skills, the long run pace. So if anyone's going to move up through the field, I wouldn't be shocked to see Justin do it. And, you know, he's won a lot this year, but there are actually a few wins that have gotten away where he did at a couple points have the best car, and then it just didn't roll his way. There was a universe out there where he's won, 60% of the races. And Justin leaving Carson Quaffle. Creed trying to look to the inside. It's going to be so hard to make a pass at times. If you're doing a lot better than the guy in front of you, if the guy you're trying to pass is on the outside, it's so hard to make that pass from the inside because you can't make use of the full track. Now, the one's going to have the disadvantage into the corner, but out of the corner, Creed won't have the option to run all the way up to the wall. So Quaffle pinched him down. Going to hold Creed behind him for now. Ryan Seagas, our fastest lap. He's a second and a half ahead of Ross Chastain. His car just did not take off. What else are we missing here? Rajah back to 8th. He should be aiming for a top 5 today. He's in the 88. He needs those points. Desperately needs the points. He needs a top 5 in both stages to end the race. So Justin Allgaier may be fastest on track right now. 24.7 that last time, but I compared to a 24.8. And they were about equal that time. Ross catching up a bit. Allgaier's less than half a second back from Chastain. So we might see this battle in a few laps. It depends on if Chastain's car comes around or if he continues to run a bit off the pace from what Allgaier's doing. All right, another update. So Allgaier again, a little faster than our leader. And the interval between Chastain and Allgaier continues to shrink. And it's not necessarily that Allgaier's cutting a ton of time to the leader. Chastain's kind of backing up to him at the same rate. So Jesse Love, top 10 right now. Just want to shout out a few other guys. Monitor their progress. Alfredo and Retzloff, just outside the top 10. Not bad. Jeff Burden, 18th. Austin Hill, 19th. Brennan Poole getting or giving a little shove there. Not sure who he was helping out there. Maybe that's Nick. Yeah, I think that's Nick Sanchez. Brennan Poole gave him a big shot down the front stretch that last time, but it's not going to save him. Dean Thompson is going to take that position. Brennan Poole's going to look to the inside this time by. Carson Brown looking to the inside of LeVar Scott. And Corey Day. Might get past here. We'll see. I think that was Corey I was looking at. Sammy Smith and Jesse Love, nose to tail. Really close. Allgaier did get by Chastain. I didn't see when that happened. Allgaier still around 2 seconds back. They're running similar enough lap times. So it's not going to be major progress for Justin lap after lap. And okay, let's see. We're running about 25-second laps. We already have guys 23 seconds back. So we're going to hit lap traffic very soon. Very soon. Next lap. So we will see how well our leader does with a little bit of dirty air and having to manage the lap traffic. A lot of times you can see the lap times fluctuate up to half a second based on where they catch a lapped car. Araja holding on. Looks like he might be running Sammy Smith back down. And yeah, Corey Day continuing to slide in 11th right now. And probably about to drop back to 12th. I need some eye drops. Stage caution, I'm getting eye drops. I'm going to come back in here looking like I'm crying. Now, Corey Day's holding on for now. Ryan Sieg still has our Xfinity fastest lap. Normally, if you set that early, the first 5 laps of a run, you're going to hold it for the rest of the run. Tires. You ever have that frozen cake? There, I forget what company it is. I think it's like a white and green box, and they have maybe a coconut and a chocolate cake. And I can't remember if it's the whole cake or just like slices. I don't know how it comes, but it's pretty good. You're getting ice cream cake. So by the way, it's we have a birthday. King's birthday. We'll celebrate your birthday too. We'll have hopefully Stacy, Christian, and Jason in here tomorrow. And maybe even Marco. Yeah, back when I was still a bachelor, I would go to the store and I would buy little cakes at the bakery, maybe even a slice, or I would get the frozen one. And I would usually get the chocolate one. I would just eat the whole thing. Very good. My wife occasionally still gets this like chocolate looking bundt cake type thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I knocked that out in about a day too. Not as good as the other ones though. It's a little dry. Not as much icing on it. So Allgaier is running Sieg down. Sieg's just losing time. Chastain's catching back up. And honestly has done a great job of staying with Allgaier. So the 9 car might be waking up a little bit. Let's watch that interval. It's around 3/10 right now, and it's staying around 3/10. So Allgaier and Chastain running pretty similar laps, while Sieg has been backing up to them. And I just have to think that maybe a factor of the lap traffic slowing them down. Whether it's the dirty air or... Oh, the 42 around. We have our first caution of the day. That's Nathan Bird. Already have a few cars one lap down. That's going to save Joey Gase and put Garrett Smithley, I'm guessing, back on the lead lap. So I did something new today. And if you care, you can tell me if you like it or you don't like it. But I need to move this anyway. I moved the lap counter down the order. You know, normally the lap counter is right behind the car field, right where the behind stuff is right now. I feel like the interval is more important than what lap they're on. So I moved that down, and I don't know. I feel like, especially where I'm at, you know, on screen, I feel like that's a good location for the behind, last lap, best lap. Moving on over. Small changes, but I think it was a decent one. We'll try to get a replay as soon as we can of that last caution. I don't know if we're going to get one, though. My goodness. Let me show you guys this. They're auctioning off a Cat in a Hat costume worn by Mike Myers in the movie. And it's kind of degraded a bit. And I honestly thought it was a picture of Mitch McConnell. Jump scare. He's out of the hospital, by the way. Big news. Big news. All right, the CW Sports. They won't have one posted yet. There's a replay of the start where Ross got gapped here. That inside just did not take off. Ryan Sieg doing just enough to hold the lead. Allgaier was catching up at a really good clip. And it remains to be seen, you know, if these guys pit here, obviously. We know how important track position is. You may see some guys gamble here. I just don't know how well you're going to hold on with about half the stage left. Good to see you, Stacy. King's doing well. He's getting old. He's getting old, just like me. And White Boy Summer's about over for both of us permanently. This is kind of our last one. He has about half of one left. He can count next year as one. I figured Christian was at the track. It felt like a Christian at a track kind of weekend. If this race wasn't so early, I mean, not early, if it wasn't so late, I would probably go to the track too. If it somehow wraps up before 7, I might go to the track as well. But honestly, our races might be canceled. A lot of weather in the area. Be the 3rd week in a row with canceled races. All right, how is Sam Mayer doing? Let's refresh this. I want to see if we have a replay. Here we go. Wow, right around the leaders. Now, I don't know if that was... I don't know if that was Ryan Seek. I can't tell. No, that's the 0. That's Garrett Smithley. So these guys were had gone down a lap. So I guess Garrett Smithley will be the car probably receiving the free pass here. Nathan Bird just took a weird line there, really shallow, and just ended up washing up the track a little too far. Garrett kind of held his line. If you're watching the seam, he didn't come down the track at all. Nathan up the track, going to get into the door of Garrett Smithley. Probably had a little extra wheel input in there to try to keep it down the track. And as soon as they made contact, it just came around. But look how close that is to Allgaier. Oh my goodness. Right in front of him. I don't know if they made contact at all, but that is as close as you can get. That is insane. Whew. It's like me in Stream Car. People coming up on me, the leader, whoever, I just freak out and get into the wall. Oh, by the way, let me show you just some drip. Thank you, Billy. Billy's rooting for Justin. Yeah, Justin's my guy in the O'Reilly series. Having to fight the ladies off in this shirt. Yeah, I don't know if Allgaier's going to be back next year. I hope his wife has convinced him to run at least one more, because he's done so well this year. It helps when you don't have Zilich winning a third of the races. I think Raja almost left hooked Jesse Love. Looked to the inside briefly. Ryan Seek going to get a good start. Chastain to the inside of Allgaier still. Allgaier has not gotten clear yet. We're about to go 3 wide for second place. There's about 5, 6, 7 cars. Yeah, 6 cars under a blanket. Side by side by side still. 3 rows deep. Couple guys are going to settle that now. All guys are going to sneak through, and Quaffle lost the inside. Jesse Love up the track. Going to lose several spots. He might have a tire down. They're saying maybe a transmission problem over the broadcast. Do you have your podcast show on YouTube called Billy Sellers? What do you cover on your podcast, Billy? Talking about William Byron. I have a William Byron hat right here. I know it's mirrored on the broadcast, but that's a 24. All right. Jesse lost it. Just made it to pit road. That was close. A little bit of everything. Awesome, Billy. I am going to go to your channel and check that out. There we go. I have also subscribed. On both my accounts. I meant to subscribe on my main one, but here we go. I subscribed on both. Very nice, Billy. I like podcasts. I did that. I did a few podcast shows, but I'm not as good of talking about random things as I used to be. I can't yap like that anymore. So Jesse Love almost bringing out the caution. He's going to be severely behind the 8 ball the rest of today. Maybe he can take the wave around at the end of the stage and just try to outrun some of these back of the pack guys. but he's going to have to fight for his lap back. I don't know if they actually have transmission issues. He's coming back down. I don't know if they're serving a penalty here or just more work. So yes, transmission issues for Jesse Love. He's still rolling, but his day may be about over for Jesse Love. So I scroll back here to check on Sam Mayer. Oh, up to 6th. So Sam Mayer is moving pretty well, too. Ryan Sieg's just about put a second on Justin. It's at 8/10 right now. Sheldon Creed second. Chastain's dropped back 1. Rajah, big loser on the restart, back to 11th. And Austin Hill's moving up. He was around, 21st, somewhere back there. Maybe 19th. And now he's up to 13th. Parker Retzloff dropping about 4 spots since we last checked on him. So Corey Deas snuck his way back into the top 10, running 9th right now. Sawalich following him through. You'll be live tonight at 8. There we go. Yep. 397, now 407. Moving in the right direction. That's great. Hopefully I'll have YouTube open when you go live. If you do, I'll stop by, give you a like, and at the minimum, I'll leave the stream running. I like to lurk in people's streams just to help out with the analytics. Rajah Caruth still under attack. Taylor Gray looking to the inside. They're side by side into the corner. I watch a lot of YouTube. Probably more than any streaming service. So there's always a shot that I will be on YouTube at the time that you go live. All right, Rajah going to hold the position for now. The 2 JGR teammates, Brent Cruz and Taylor Gray, now going to go at it. So Jesse Love right now off track. They're showing him on the broadcast. On pace for a dead last finish at this moment. If someone crashes out of the race or parks it here shortly, Jesse still has a chance to move up a few spots, but it is not looking good right now. In the garage, not yet out of the race. His name will pop red if they do make that determination. Spotify had a few albums that I could only get on Spotify. But other than that, I never really cared for their app layout. And I used to really like Amazon Music, and I still have Amazon Music and YouTube Music. But they've changed the UI a lot for Amazon Music, and I think they went in the wrong direction. But I don't have as long of a commute as I once did, so I don't listen to as much music anymore. I usually listen to the radio when I'm in the car. Only time I listen to music from my own playlist is maybe if I'm, like, on a road trip. Billy likes his music. every once in a while, like if YouTube recommends me some good music, I'll listen to a few songs. Keeps him calm, very nice. Yes, King doesn't have much of a commute at all. Working from home. So Allgaier running Sieg back down. Creed is kind of staying with Allgaier, so it looks like Sieg is backing up once again to the trailing cars. Only 7 laps. So Justin does not have long. He needs to run about a 10th better each lap. Not counting the battle for the lead. And Garrett Smithley, 22.5 seconds behind, running a little less than a second off the pace. So Garrett Smithley might go a lap down here, and that could affect the battle for the lead. And Josh Bilicki about to go another lap down. That's forcing Ryan Sieg to run a line that he has not been running. But Justin's going to get forced to run a different line here. Into 1. Justin gained a lot. Justin's about half a car length back from Ryan Sieg. Now he's going to stretch it out here on corner exit. Allgaier not able to match him on corner exit there, just based off of what line they were running. 4 to go, and Justin is in position. He needs to set him up here. He can't afford to get up alongside Sieg and then not make the pass, because it would take him another couple laps to set it up again. 2 lapped cars right in front of the leaders. Ryan's been a little weak against lap traffic all day. This could open the door for Allgaier. Or can Sieg use these lap cars to his advantage, somewhat set a pick? So Justin's running in the dirty air. This is going to introduce Ryan to the dirty air. This will somewhat equalize the cars. Oh, Justin up the track. He blew the corner. That'll probably determine our stage there. Justin way up the track and won. But Allgaier with a Hail Mary through 3 and 4. Justin fighting a loose race car there at the end. I don't know if he was quite loose, but the car was definitely sideways. Rear end was all over the place. Ryan Sieg gonna hold on for the stage 1 win. You gonna get her into NASCAR. That's good. That's good. From North Carolina, the home place of NASCAR. I see that. Your family in Newburgh? No kidding. No kid. I know where that is. I have family like 30 minutes away. Wait, is that your dad? If it is, we should carpool one day. If you're ever going to go out there. That'll happen, Billy. That will happen. Now, as a short-term replacement, you could get a little cheap projector on Amazon if you have a nice wall and some thick curtains, but I mean, TVs, you know, they're still expensive, but they are not bad as they were even 5 years ago. Thankfully, TVs have gotten cheaper when pretty much everything else has gotten more expensive. People are all the time putting them out on the sidewalk or giving them away pretty much on Facebook Marketplace. So that might be a good place to find a cheaper used TV if you don't mind it being used. This TV I haven't, well, I have a couple TVs in here, but they serve different purposes. But the one I watched the race on, I have my antenna connected to. It's been in the process of breaking for like 5 years. I don't know what happened to it. $50-inch on for $178. Look at TVs real quick. I'm gonna search TV and see what I can find. Yeah, 40-inch Hisense, $138. I'm just looking at Walmart. A 58-inch Hisense for $238. I like Hisense stuff. It's Roku though. Not a huge fan of the Roku stuff. 55-inch 218. TCL 55 198. And I see that, yeah, on for 178. 4K powered by Vizio smart television. They say they can deliver that TV to me in 19 minutes. I doubt that, but that would be impressive. The good thing is, even if it's an older TV, you can always upgrade it with like a Fire Stick and make it a lot faster. Interesting stuff here. And, you know, in a couple months, we have Black Friday coming up. Might be some good deals on a TV if you're still in the market by that point. You're a Samsung TV kind of guy. I don't like their Tizen software, which some of their Samsung TVs ship with. For the operating system, the smart TV component, I like Google. It's like, it's built off of Android. I've never had one that ran slowly. I've had some bad experiences with Roku. And I have a Fire TV stick, and I like it decent enough. And it works about like the Google one. Also built off of Android, I believe. So maybe a Fire TV wouldn't be bad. You love Roku TVs? A lot of people have them. Very popular. Your Samsung TV's been great for a few years. Do you know if your TV was like, was it high-end or like, was it just a cheap one? Because there are differences between TV models. Like some have better built-in computers and stuff, so they're faster. Oh, they launched an AI channel. Are you serious, Tiberium? That's wild. All right, cars on pit road. Track position, super important. Who's going to gamble here? I think you just got to take 4 if you didn't pit under the last stop. Look further back in the pack. Jesse Love down 26, still off track. Ethan Bird 1 lap down. Garrett Smithley held on there. So Ryan Sieg with a 16.3, Justin with a 13.4. Justin might be first off of pit road here. He's going to get beat off of pit road by Sheldon Creed. Sammy Smith up 2 spots. Carson Quaffle up 3. Brandon Jones up 3. Ryan Sieg down 6. But Sam Mayer, he's going to restart stage 2 in the top 10. Our defending winner here at Iowa. Really? Something of an expert in TV. That's right. Yeah, I don't really ever pay attention to like what the specs are on the TV, like the computer part of it. If it's cheap and it's the size I'm looking for, I just buy it. I haven't bought a TV in a while. I think I bought 2 of these. Well, I bought one in 20... one or 22, maybe beginning of 22, and then I bought another one a few months later. I mean, yeah, depending on your display stand, you know, back in the day, TVs had just like a big base in the middle, and so you could put a big TV on a small platform. Nowadays, most TVs have little feet, you know, on either side, and so it can't fit a small platform anymore. This rolling TV I have in here, the one I used to roll in for football games, the feet are almost hanging off the edge of both sides of this platform. So I couldn't go any bigger in here. And the TV I watch NASCAR on is up on top of 2 plastic Sterilite bins. And it's an old one, so it has the base in the middle. Yeah, Billy says he has to upgrade every once in a while. Yeah, I haven't had a TCL in years. I think I had a TCL back around 2018 to 2020. Now I have an LG in here. That one's an Element, which is the oldest one. That one is like 16 years old. And the one in the living room is a Hisense, which has done really well for me. Jason, good to see you. Yeah, sometimes when I hop in my car, you know, it's really hot in the summer, I just open the door and I leave it open for a minute or two, let that hot air rush out and help that AC out a bit. And then if I get in, you know, I may roll the left window down and just let it pull that hot air out while I'm driving. That's funny, King. Yeah, I mean, back when I first started this channel, it was intending to do more electronics videos, and I did a handful throughout the early years of this channel. But I've gotten away from it recently because to do electronics videos, you have to buy electronics. And nowadays, most electronics have gotten more expensive. Cameras, computers, phones, smartwatches. Samsung just like smartphones used to run like $500 to $700 at the high end. Nowadays, you can get phones that are over $2,000. Smartwatches, and you're looking at $200 to $300 for the average one. Samsung just released one that's like $700 or something. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, looks like Brent Cruz missed his box completely. Hey, it'll even happen to the pros too. Even the pros make mistakes on pit road. Hey, Denny Hamlin speeds on pit road. I'm in good company. All right, green flag is out. Justin Allgaier in third right now, behind Sheldon Creed and Sammy Smith. Three and four wide at times here on the restarts. They're still 3 wide for a couple rows. All right, Sam Mayo's moving. I'm really interested to see if Sam Mayer can get by Allgaier. Sam is wrapping the bottom really well. That's going to be really effective early in this run. I don't know how that's going to work later in the run. 3 wide now, 3 rows deep, further back. These guys are running all over each other. Are we looking 4 wide? 4 wide. It didn't last long, but wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars all over each other. Major contact there. Brent Cruz into the door of maybe Dean Thompson. It was. And now Retzloff into the door of Austin Green. These guys are beating and banging. Not bad, Jason. Not bad. Jason's got plans. Jason says, see you guys later. He will be back on at 8 tonight. Looking forward to that. I'm going to try to tune in, check out what Billy's up to. Good to have Billy join us. Uh-oh. Kyle Sieg around. Second caution of the day. Doesn't look like any contact there. He's running the Butt Face 28. What a sponsor. Is that like North Face? His sponsor is Butt Face. B-U-T-T Face. That's wild. Let's see if we have a replay of the Jesse Love spin. We do. So this is not why we're under caution right now. This is earlier. He was having problems sliding back. Let's go forward a bit. Just got sideways on him. I think the car slipped out of gear. Up the track. Oh, kind of a similar slide to what we just witnessed. Different end of the track. So Jesse Love still off track. Not able to continue yet. As soon as we get a replay of this last caution, we will pull it up. It's a she. Stacy said Christian's gonna have a long night. There are drivers at the track that plan on crashing a certain car during the feature. So there's some beef. I don't think the car count's high enough or consistent enough at my local track to have big beefs like that. They don't have great car count for most of the series. You're looking at 6 to 12 cars in most of the divisions, which I haven't seen every division run this year, so I don't know. Maybe some of the other ones are larger. I know whenever they finally go back racing there, you know, been off for 2 weeks, and this might be the 3rd week in a row they postpone, they're going to have a couple weekends with a ton of races, probably running till 10:30 or longer. All right, Jason. Yes, drive safe all the way home and all the way to Trisha's, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. I think this is also Jason's birthday month. So we have several birthdays. She crashed a driver that Christian and Stacy helped and just made everyone else mad. The Carson Hocevar of Pennsylvania. That's what they call her. Except the going fast part, I guess. A lot of good August birthdays. I feel like August is a good month for a birthday. You know, you're on the younger side of your school class. Or if you push it, if your parents pushed you, I guess you could be the oldest of your school class. September. That I cannot abide, Stacy. That I cannot abide. September's about two things. Was it Labor Day? College football? And a third thing. The 11th day. I don't know if I can say it. I don't know if YouTube wants me to say it. All right, we're going to get another restart here. Yeah, that's an interesting coincidence. What was going on in your household? All right, Justin with a really good push there to Sheldon Creed. Going to push him clear to the lead. We are 3 wide for second place. But Justin is going to follow Sheldon Creed through and stay right on his bumper. Once again, 3 wide for several of these lanes. All right, a little more organized than last time. Still 1 or 2 lanes of 3 wide. So Sheldon Creed to the lead and Justin Allgaier second. Ryan Sieg, our fastest lap holder and stage winner, back to 4th right now. Corey Day up in the running order a bit further. He had dropped out of the top 10. Now he's up to 7th. Rajah Caruth continuing to struggle on these restarts. I don't think he's had one good restart all day. All right, Justin peeking his nose to the inside. Not ready to pull out for a pass yet. Justin rolling the bottom pretty well right now. Sheldon Creed down the track that time. Justin's going to run a higher line through 3 and 4. Not as good of an exit there. Yeah, Justin up the track again in 1 and 2. Not making as decent of time as Creed at the moment. Brandon Jones going to slide back. They're 3 wide. Brent Cruz rolling the top really well. Ross is going to back out of that 3 wide. Try to tuck in behind Brent Cruz here. This is opening the door for Corey Day, potentially. Not Corey Day, that's Rajah Caruth. Almost identical cars. So Rajah could make up some spots here. Those restarts have been brutal for him. He needs to take advantage of this. So from 15th back up to 12th at the moment, looking for 11th. And Justin Allgaier looking for the lead. Nose to the inside of Sheldon Creed. He is able to stay alongside of him into the corner. It's going to be a harder pass here. Justin very close to left hooking Sheldon Creed. He's going to tuck in behind him again. So Justin back to the higher lane. He just cannot get the exit there with these fresher tires we have. It's not late in a run yet. The cars haven't gravitated towards the top yet. Justin once again looking to the inside. He's going to have a better run into one here. Best he's had so far. Up the track, up the track. Inches apart. Justin not able to make the pass. All right, Justin's going to set him up here for another lap. Justin about half a lane up from Sheldon Creed. Couple car lengths back now. How many laps will it take for Justin to get back up there, or did he burn his stuff up there? Sammy Smith not too far back. If these guys don't settle the battle for the lead, it's quickly going to become a 5-car battle potentially. Sam Mayer didn't look like he quite had the car under him there on corner exit. Gonna pay attention to that. Not Justin, what's his name? Austin Hill. Almost outside the top 20. I think he was back around 19th. He's up to 6th right now, running really well. Shades of Austin Hill from a couple of years ago now. All right, Rajah Caruth back into the top 10. Chastain falling outside the top 10. Carson Quaffle right behind these two. So Justin, one car length back from Creed into the corner. Rolling really well to that high side. Creed kind of pinched Justin there. That was close. Justin almost got to the right rear of Sheldon Creed. He was there until they completely got off the corner. Creed was able to clear himself off the nose of the 7. Justin almost getting into the outside wall. Now Justin retrying that inside. All right, Justin Allgaier clear to the lead. But he blows the corner. This is going to open the door for Sheldon Creed for the crossover. It worked. And that's going to bring Sammy Smith to the bumper of the 7. This is probably going to be a 3-car battle for the lead. Justin got the lead and overcooked the corner. That's easy to do if you've been judging your corner off the car in front of you. As soon as you lose them, obviously you're worried about a potential crossover or a fast car right behind you. Not only that, but you lost your braking reference. Yeah, this is a really good race so far. So Corey Day up to 6th. Austin Hill actually going to drop back a spot. Rajah's about a second back from Brent Cruz. He has a half-second gap back to Chastain. Quaffle, 3/10 back from Chastain. So Justin and Creed still a close fight for the lead. 20 laps to go in the stage. Can we stay green? We've been averaging a caution or two per stage. Even with this battle for the lead, Sam Mayer has not been able to stay with the rest of the top 5. So Mayer not quite happy with that car, it doesn't seem. I noticed he looked like he was struggling on corner exit. What, about 10, 15 laps ago? All right, Justin gonna make the pass there. I don't know what happened, but Creed was really up the track. I'm not sure why they didn't have the camera on the battle for the lead. They were watching the battle for 9th place, 8th place. So I hope we get a replay of that. But Justin clear to the lead already, put a 3/10 gap on Sheldon Creed. If we don't get a caution, I don't foresee anyone running Justin back down. I mean, there's still plenty of time, but he's clearly the fastest car up there right now, and he has the track position. So Justin maybe packed a little air. They both drove it in really deep. Right, Justin already lapping his way through the field. Let's go ahead and check out the intervals. We're running 25-second laps. A little bit of fall off here. Like nothing crazy, but there's a little bit. So Jesse Love is back running, but he's 60 laps down. Pretty good last lap compared to the field. But without a caution here, a day-ending caution for someone ahead of him, Jesse will finish last. He still has time. He still has about 90 laps for someone to retire from the race or crash out of the race. But if that doesn't happen soon, that'll end Jesse's chances of improving. Oh yeah, well, we were looking at 23.5 seconds back, running about 9/10 off of Justin Allgaier's lap time right now. So in the next couple laps, Justin's probably going to put Garrett Smithley a lap down. We still have 13 to go in the stage, so we may see maybe up to 30th. I'm not sure how far Justin's going to go through this field. But definitely a few cars here are going to go a lap down. So these guys, especially Blaine Perkins and LeVar Scott, are going to be fighting each other really hard to try to not be that last car that gets lapped. And at the bare minimum, trying to be the first car one lap down. So Allgaier working on Garrett Smithley right now. He's going to get him into 3 here. So add one more car to the lap down category. Garrett Smithley, longtime veteran, taking care of his stuff today. So Nathan Bird now about a second off the pace, and he is 24 seconds back. So in the next couple laps, we will probably see Justin lap another car. They may go past 30th. I don't know. LeVar and Blaine Perkins aren't losing time as badly. Even the lap times are pretty similar, but I just haven't seen that behind drop. Oh, there we go. 23, almost 24 seconds back. Oh, wow. So it looks like Justin may lap up to 29th, but he has a nest of cars in front of him. Nathan Bird, Ryan Ellis, LeVar Scott, and Blaine Perkins all in the danger zone right now. 9 laps to go in the stage. Nathan's right on that line. Justin just 3/10 back. from Nathan Bird. Let's look back at our top 10. Sheldon Creed still there in second. Sammy not able to close in. Ryan Sieg still in the top 4. Sam Mayer holding 5th. Corey Day has cut the gap there, I believe, to Sam Mayer, so I don't know if that'll tighten up. I mean, probably not, but half a second's not bad. Maybe we'll see a last-second pass for 5th place. Austin Hill still 7th. 2 JGR guys, 8th and 9th. Rajah still 10th. Still a half-second advantage on Ross, like we saw earlier. Brandon Jones really struggling this last stage. Right, Nathan Bird is a lap down. Ryan Ellis now a lap down. Blaine Perkins a lap down. LeVar Scott's about to go a lap down. Six to go, coming to 5 to go. Justin might also get Mason Maggio here. Gonna put several cars a lap back here. LeVar Scott a lap down now. Derek has about a second advantage here, but it's gonna close up quickly. In traffic, Justin's still running a 25.38. So less than a second. That's about, what, 6/10 he has over Justin right now. Four to go in the stage. All right, only has about 3 to 4 tenths on Justin right now. Derek Limke trying to hold on. Derek Limke going down a lap here. 3 laps left in this stage. Can Mason Maggio hold on? 6/10 right now on our leader. Can Justin get one more? Be nice to put half the field a lap down and not have to worry about that back half. Two laps to go in the stage. Not long for... Oh, Mason Maggio going to go lap down. I think that's the last of our lapped cars here. So he lapped his way up to 27th. Picked off this handful of cars really quickly in about a lap. I thought maybe it'd take him a couple laps longer. So Allgaier out of 4. Going to win stage 2. Justin looks really good right now. You know, it's kind of a cheat code to pick Justin, but I just felt like something about this would suit him today. But we have a few guys trending in the right direction. Corey Day slowly working his way back up there. Rajah Caruth, if he can get a good restart, maybe has the potential to jump up a few more spots. Austin Hill fell back. He fell off quite a bit throughout that stage. Made his way up to 6th and then back down to 9th. Ryan Sieg holding on to 4th. Lost several spots on pit road and gained back about half of them. Sam Mayer holding on to the top 5. Can anyone get up there and challenge Justin Allgaier for this win? Now, a lot can still happen. We have over half the race left, 130 laps. You need the whole field to crash out and Jesse Love to win. That would be... I don't even know if that's possible. By the time the back of the field would get to the wreck, however that would happen, I feel like the hits would be so minimal that at most you would lose. Well, I mean, the whole field would be on pit road. So, like, I don't even know if you would lose a lap. Back in the day, a long time ago, whenever I'd be rooting for a guy who was in 20th or something, that's how I would be thinking. I was like, I just need the top 20 to crash right here. The whole top 20. All of them are done for the just. Would they just cancel the race at that point? Or would Jesse Love just make a ton of laps? Like, I'm not sure even how that would work. Would the lap count stay the same? Like, let's say that happened right now. They're on lap 122. When Jesse Love makes 60 laps, would he still be on lap 122? Or would he be on lap 182? How does that work? Because he would be unlapping himself lap after lap. And he's not on lap 122. The leader is. So my guess is there would be 60 laps where the lap counter wouldn't go up at all. That's crazy. We kind of saw the whole field wreck once. That was the Clash or shootout, however you want to refer to it. I think in 2019, maybe. Pretty much every car had damage. And Hamlin pushed a very damaged, I believe, Eric Jones, maybe, to victory lane. I mean, I guess Jesse could park it after 70. What would they do if every car was out of the race? I mean, is it over? Or do you, like, wait for someone to repair their car in the garage? Like, I don't know what you do there. For the fans' sake, at the track, I hope that never happens, but that would be wild. Good to see you, Doodlebug. All right, let me get a replay of that last caution. We never pulled up that replay. The butt face car. That's what I'm saying. His sponsor is literally butt face. I don't want to Google that. I don't know what it is. It is a wild paint scheme. So I appreciate the willingness to go all out with the green, the yellow, the purple. All right, cars are on pit road. Is this the stop where Justin's crew lets him down? 13-9 for Sammy Smith. Not bad. Sheldon Creed could recapture the lead here, potentially. Really good stop for Justin. 13th flat. Kind of a difficult pit exit right there in the middle, the beginning of the corner. Justin's going to beat Sheldon to the line, barely. So the top three holding on. Sam Mayer, Corey Day up one. Ryan Sieg down two. Losing positions on pit road once again. William Sawalich up one, and Austin Hill up one spot. Oh, my bad. This is the butt face car. So we have the replay of the last caution before this stage. So will we have an outbreak of cautions here? This is by far the longest stage. Over double the length of our previous ones. At 130 laps, and obviously we're running caution laps here. If we get any other cautions, that'll break up these runs. I don't know if we have an estimate on the fuel window. That was Kyle Sieg in 28. Able to hold on. Let's see if we have a fuel window. Fuel window is estimated by Jayski at 94 laps. 94 laps. So we should, if we were to somehow stay green, have green flag pit stops. 94 laps. I did not hear the pun. It's a little cold in here. I think it's because it was raining outside. Outside temperature dropped, and so the inside temperature was able to catch up. How's the race? Good. It's been a very good race. Very good race. The battle for the lead has largely been a fight the whole time. Justin, I guess they're on the last 20 laps of the last stage. Pulled away with it somewhat, but was lapping a lot of guys. That was fun to watch. And Justin, this is his first time restarting there from P1, so we needed to figure out what lane he's going to choose. And if he can hold the lead, and right now, we don't know what adjustments people just made or what the track's doing and how that's going to affect everyone, but Justin seems to be in a class of his own, especially in the long run. Early on, there may be some guys that can hang with him, run some better lap times perhaps, but Justin now has track position. If he can hold it here on the restart, that'll really help him out. We saw how long that floated Sheldon Creed, who obviously had a slower car, but even he was able to hold the lead for most of that stage. It's been a great race so far. Justin's had the best car all year. At probably 60% of the races, definitely. We were saying earlier, like, Justin, I was saying right as the green flag dropped, I like Justin's chances today. And then I kind of dovetailed that with, it's kind of not fair to pick him because it's kind of like picking Denny in the Cup Series. All right, on the restart, Justin not able to clear Sheldon Creed on corner entry. Sheldon's going to gas it up there, middle of the corner, not able to stay up alongside Justin. Justin clear for the lead. Top two are clear. But Sheldon Creed still looking to the inside. He wrapped the bottom really well on the early laps of the last stage. So right now may be Creed's best chance to get back to the inside of Justin. But like we've seen all day, it's really hard to make a pass on the inside. Now's the best time to do it. But yeah, it's kind of unfair to pick Justin to win because he's just done so well all year. But I dovetail that with saying there's a universe out here where Justin Allgaier has 3 more wins this season or 4 more wins, because there have been multiple races where at times he was the dominant car and just late in the run his car fell off, or he lost track position on pit road multiple times and just got behind. Usually his pit crew lets him down. He loses several spots on pit road, but they've done a great job today. That last stop allowed them to hold the lead because Creed had a really good stop and he has the best pit still. I wouldn't doubt it because it's not the 9, I'll tell you that. Anytime Chastain's been in that car this year, it just has not done well. Corey Day into the top 5, trending upwards slowly. See what Swatch and Cruz can do. They've slowly moved up throughout the day. Where is Raja Cruz in 12th? So once again, losing spots through the caution cycle. It was really close between Chastain and Quaffle there late in that run, so those three will probably have to sort it out between themselves. Brandon Jones was really struggling last stage. He's in 13th. That's up from where he was running. Kind of a down day for Parker Retzlaff. Earlier in the year, he was running consistently top 10. At times, looked like he had an outside chance to win. They haven't had that speed lately. He's running 24.8s at the front of the field, rear of the field. Almost a full second off. I want to see how many guys go a lap down if we stay green. I hope we stay green to the end. I like seeing these long runs. Whose car can hold on. How everyone starts dealing with lap traffic. That really shakes things up. We cannot make it to the end on fuel. So if we were to somehow stay green, we would have green flag stops. They can run an estimated 94 laps on fuel. So do you split it halfway? Or do you try to run long and have fresh tires for a potential late race restart? The chess match has already started. We've had a couple cautions for incident today, breaking up both of the first two stages. Lap 140 here. Even if we got a caution now, we still could not make it to the end. We're not in our window yet. So Corey Day here going to lose several spots. Chastain moving back up through the running order. These 4 cars are all over each other. Brent Cruz back to Chastain. Carson Quaffle there as well. All right, the two HendrickCars.com Chevrolets side by side. The spotters are hyperventilating. It's crazy how much better that 88 looks. The colors are way more vibrant. Looking at them side by side, it's no comparison. Justin still class of the field here, not pulling away quickly from Creed. He has a decent gap on him right now. Let's look back at our gap to lap traffic. Now, obviously, these guys, we can't tell how far back they're running, how far off the pace they are. But we can see Mason Maggio, first car, or last car in the lead lap. First car in the threat, or that will have the threat of going another lap down. 13 seconds back already. 25.5 compared to a 24.8. So less than a second per lap. We can say half a second a lap to be conservative. That'd be 20, probably around 22 to 26 laps. Mason would go a lap down. That's not counting all this lap traffic. So you may push that out to 30 laps. So Corey Day, in just a matter of a few laps, went from running in the top 5 to now outside of the top 10. And on to commercial. You think you'll see up to 16th get lapped? I don't know if the leaders have as much of an advantage on some of the field late in a run. We'll have to pay attention to that. Who has the fastest lap right now? So Sieg has a 24.6. Yeah, he may still have the fastest lap. Allgaier is the closest that I can see, and he's still about half a tenth off. All right, caution. 96 around. Who is the 96? Anthony Alfredo. See, I can't tell from that font. So Anthony Alfredo off the pace here. Going to bring out our caution. We are almost in the window. This might be our last stop. They might be able to stretch it from here. Then sometimes the estimate on J-Ski is a bit off. If we ran on older tires, they might be able to save a little more fuel. So we could potentially make it to the end from here. Good to see you, Dark Side. Well, we did not stay green the whole way. And I'm guessing it'll be LeVar Scott getting his lap back. We will never know. We will never know how that was going to play out. Is that Brandon Jones down pit road as well? The 20 on pit road with Anthony Alfredo. So they're making an adjustment, maybe making an outside play to stretch fuel to the end. That's going to be difficult to do because, you know, the odds are we're going to get another caution. That would put him on older tires, and he would still have to continue saving fuel even if they stayed out. So if you're anticipating another caution, you're going to want to run hard, pass a lot of the easier passes in front of you, you know, considering you're at the rear of the field now. It's going to be hard to make it to the end from here. New wheel. You have the more GT-shaped wheel now, or how's that going? Is it a circular wheel or a more square-shaped wheel, or rectangle, I should say? The rectangle wheels look very useful. I hate how much dead zone my wheel has. Ah, okay. I saw someone post like a YouTube short about their setup, and that's the wheel they were running. Like, I just saw that this morning. You have the round wheel and the Formula GT wheel. Very nice. So, swappable. I like that. I like that. One day, maybe one day in the far future, I may upgrade my wheel. Because I cannot stand the dead zone on my G29. It's insane. You on corner exit on ovals, you can't feel a thing. There's about, I don't know, maybe 10 degrees either way. Maybe up to 15, where you just can't feel a thing. And it's a little better on other games, but on NASCAR 25, it is ridiculous. And then, so I usually put my thumb over the middle of the wheel so I can tell either one, just so I can tell exactly when I have the wheel straight, because it is nerve-wracking, especially at tracks like Martinsville, where you really have to find the outside wall lap after lap on corner exit. Don't like it. Now, it makes me really nervous running side by side with someone. There's not much I can do about it. Not much I can do. So I don't know if it would be better with a different wheel. This wheel is actually cheaper than the G923 he was looking at. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I already have, you know, Logitech other stuff. Like my mic even goes through the Logitech software. My webcam. My wheel as well. My mouse. So you add in another wheel. You add in more software running in the background. You know, you got to be careful about that when you're running a complex PC setup. The more manufacturers you go with, the more background software you have. You know, you get a different headset. Suddenly, that's a SteelSeries set of software that's running in the background. You have a Corsair keyboard, or you have a Razer keyboard. Well, that software is running in the background now, too. You have different fans in your system. Well, that has its own software. It gets out of hand. Suddenly, you have 30 programs running in the background, using up just a little RAM, a little bit of RAM. So the J-Ski estimate might be a bit off. They said the fuel window was 94 laps. Not sure how they calculate that. Sometimes they are very off on their estimates. These guys are saying they can't make it. All right, Sammy Smith to the inside. Not able to stay up alongside Justin Allgaier. Justin clear to the lead. Creed gonna follow him through here. Top three are single file. Fourth place still side by side. Brent Cruz way up the track against Carson Quaffle. Carson could right hook him here if he wants. I would not fault him for that. You run me that far up the track, if we make it to the wall, you're dead. I mean, not literally, but your day's over. Brent Cruz still all over Carson Quaffle. And a ton of contact throughout the field. The Toyotas are all over the place. There's the 19 all over the track. The 18 all over the track now. All right, things have stabilized somewhat, but we still have cars making contact. A very hard-fought restart. We almost had a massive caution. Brennan Poole going to give some contact there to the rear end of, I think, Harrison Burton. Harrison in a four-wheel slide up the track after receiving William Sawalich around. Everyone else is going to save it behind him. Oh, my goodness. So Brandon Jones may be able to stretch it to the end from here. He will have slightly older tires, but this puts him potentially on the edge of the fuel window. And if we receive maybe another caution and he out his track position, maybe Brandon Jones continues. You know, that improves his odds even more. That was insane. You have a Sony headset? My buddy, I think, uses a Sony headset, and he really likes it. It's like a studio headset type deal, so it's meant for music and stuff. But he says he really likes it. Yeah, I mean, most of those background programs I was mentioning a second ago, they don't use up much RAM, but occasionally they'll receive a bad update, and then you get one with a memory leak. I had that happen with my keyboard software, and it may have been the reason why my NASCAR 25 was crashing. It may have been a conflict with the wheel or something, but one time I checked the task manager, and the keyboard software was at like 30 gigs of RAM on its own, where it's only meant to use like 200 megabytes. That was a wild restart. If that's a show of what's to come, you know, a lot of these guys are really mad at each other. It is going to be a wild last stage. My goodness. Yeah, Austin Green up the track, all over the 18. That was a great save. I don't know what was up with Brent Cruz there, but he was using up Carson Quaffle, taking him up 4 lanes up the track. That was a bit egregious. He didn't really have much regard for the one right there. You had an issue with SteelSeries. My last headset was an Arctis Pro 7, I think. Most comfortable headset I've ever owned. I used it from 2018 all the way up to, I think, last year or maybe early this year. Loved it. Loved it. But the cable, or not the cable, the place where the detachable USB cable connected to the headset, that port got loose. And so even once I replaced the cable, it was still cutting out. So I'd have audio in only one ear cup on occasion. So I had to get rid of it. And, you know, it was a wired headset. Kind of cumbersome at times, even though you never have to charge it, which is nice. Now I have this other headset. I've gotten used to it. I like it. I don't like the sound as much. I don't even know what brand this new headset is. I don't have it over here. Oh, it's also a SteelSeries. I guess it's a SteelSeries Pro Wireless or whatever it's called. They're like top-end headset. It's nice because I can plug it into my PlayStation and my PC, and I could use it for Bluetooth, and there's a 3.5 millimeter jack, so there's a tons of ways to connect it to 2 devices. And when you hook it up through the jack, you don't have to use the battery, so that's nice. USB-C charging, never use that because you have swappable batteries. So it's a nice headset, but it's heavier, you know, because it's wireless. And the built-in ear cups I didn't like, so I replaced them with softer ones. But it's still not as good as my Arctis. What? Stacy, what? I hope we see pictures of this. I hope you mean on track. But yeah, I hope we see some pictures later. That's wild. Yeah, your local short track scene seems a lot better than ours. A lot better. Now, the dirt scene is a lot more active, but the asphalt stuff is not very active. Like, I could enter one of these races tomorrow in a garbage car and finish top 10 in pretty much every division. And I may be top 10 2 laps down, but I'm still top 10. Oh. I can picture it in my head. Yeah, right front hits the wall first and the car jumps. I was at Five Flags before the SRX race, the last one they ever ran there. I think it was one that Castro Neves, maybe? I think it was him that won. Ryan Newman almost won that one. But before they had I think super late model race. And this young girl, I'm talking, she was probably 17 or 18, maybe a little younger. she got wrecked pretty hard into the outside wall on exit of 4. And it, I believe, broke her legs. They had to carry her out of the car. I think she had just had, like, I don't know, something. It's been so long, I can't remember what happened. That was a bad one. And another bad wreck I saw was at Talladega. It was in the ARCA series. It was like an insurance salesman, one of the older guys, like 60 years old or something out there. Hit the wall so hard, they had to cut the roof off of the car to pull him out. I forget what his injury was as well, but yeah. King says, just tried chocolate-covered gummy bears for the first time. Oh, what? This is why people have diabetes. I don't doubt it's good, but, like, there's a line somewhere. Like chocolate-covered almonds, chocolate-covered raisins. That's a little more acceptable. You're eating candy-covered candy. That's coming from a guy that likes the Nerds gummy juice-filled clusters, whatever they call them. Yeah, you can't be too cautious about a rib injury. So Allgaier still out front, able to hold the lead. Mayer in second, though. Really, really split running order here. Sanchez third, Jeb Burton fourth, and Creed in fifth at the moment. Caution is out. I thought there was an issue. The CW logo was yellow for half a lap. I thought maybe that was an issue. I was about to mention it. But the 47 round, he backed it into the wall. Pancaked the rear end. Who went to the rear? They were just saying someone got sent to the rear. Was that... Who was it? I don't see anyone on back here. Oh, Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith got sent to the rear. He's going to have to drive the wheels off of that 8 to get back up to where he probably deserves to be. Anywhere from second to 6th. I mean, he was running really well all day. Austin Hill is going to have to overcome some hurdles here, too. A lot of cars that gambled on strategy are still up here in the running order. All right. I mean, we've had so many cautions. At what point do you gamble to make it to the end? Some of these guys, like Creed, just stopping at lap 161 in a really good position right now. Allgaier has not pit yet. Mayer has not pit. Our top 4 have stayed out. If you're Allgaier, I think you have to pit here. I mean, maybe you could try to stretch it to the end, but with fresh tires plus fuel, go all out. You know you have the best car. If you're going to get behind at some point, do you want to do it in 60 laps or do you want to do it now and go ahead and start working on it, working your way back up through the field? This is sketchy. The field are on very split strategies. All right, I think it's decent strategy from Justin. You know, this could always turn out poorly, but he says they want to turn around 20 more laps. That would put Brandon Jones on older tires. That would put some age on Sheldon Creed's tires. So if we were to go back green after that eventual caution, then that would really put Justin in a decent place. If those other guys didn't follow Justin down pit road, and if they did, you know, maybe he still holds the lead. Not a bad call. Because if you pit right now, Creed only has a few laps on his tires. You know, all the guys that pit on lap 161, they only have a handful of laps on their tires. Those are going to be harder passes to make than they would be if they stayed out in 20 laps and you had fresh tires. 80 to go. Still longer than stage 1 and 2, so we still have potential for a really long green flag run. But these restarts have only gotten more and more wild. Cautions breed cautions. That's right. Cautions breed cautions. That's wild, Dark Side. That's wild. You don't sucker punch somebody. And, like, if you're going to, you know, at least make it face to face and don't just do it. Like, there's got to be some lead up, some verbal stuff, maybe a little pushing. But you can't just walk up and hit somebody with an uppercut, or even worse, from behind. One of those big sideways haymakers. Bam, right along the side of the ear. Yeah. Saw a bad video about that earlier today. Somebody that got sucker punched really bad. It's like punches alone can kill somebody. They can. It's not super common, but it's possible. Hear about it sometimes with bouncers. They hit a drunk guy and they just drop over dead. But the big risk is knocking them out or knocking them down, and they just hit right on their head, especially if they're a taller person, around 6 foot tall, something like that. They fall all the way back and hit their head first. That is dangerous, dangerous. So how many cars do we have in the lead lap now? We've had, you know, this outbreak of cautions. So now back to 29th. Or on the lead lap. Stands pretty full at Iowa. Not packed out completely. Oh, that's wild. Ended up pressing charges. How about that? How about that? If this track existed in 2005, they would have put 100,000 seats around it. Easy. All right, Justin, not as good of a start as he's been getting. Sam Mayer looking to the inside. Justin's going to get clear here on the backstretch. Jeb Burton, really good start for him. Able to hold his position. Sam Mayer looking to the inside again here on exit of 4. LeVar Scott into the wall. Week after week, it seems like we see that beautiful 45 car getting involved. Another caution. these guys that have already pit are feeling great about their odds to make it to the end. We've had so many cautions here. You know, it's a maybe not very, but it was a really clean start to the race. One caution for cause in stage 1 and stage 2 that I can recall. Let's see what replays we have. I think we've maybe missed the last couple cautions. There's a look at our last caution. Some wild racing here. These guys were all over each other. I mean, literally right before this. Brennan Poole shoves Harrison up the track. Harrison's able to save it. These Toyotas were fighting for their lives here. And Sawalich around there. Field keeps it pretty clean behind him. That's not why we were under this caution. We'll get that replay up eventually. You know, if we continue to have cautions like this, when Allgaier eventually pits, they're going to be in a pretty dangerous place. Justin cannot make it from here. I mean, last pit around lap 125. It's way outside the fuel window. At some point, you have to bite the bullet and pit. You know, that way Justin can start picking off 4 or 5 guys at a time before we get some of these cautions. Because, you know, whenever he pits, if we continue to have these outbreaks of cautions, Justin's car is best in the long run. That's where he really separates himself from the field. So if we don't get a long run, it's really going to stifle his progression. I think they're behind the 8 ball here. They're not in a bad place, but the path to victory lane is not as sure as it once was. I've heard a bit about Le Mans Ultimate. I've heard a bit about it. I don't think I'll step back into more sim style racing. If I had more time to dedicate to it, sure. But like, there are tracks here on NASCAR 25 that I've run my whole life, and I still have to readapt to them when I go back to like compete with real human players or to compete with 103 to 105 difficulty AI. Like, so, you know, learning a road course that has 17 turns, nah, that's out of the question. I just don't have the time for it. I retired from iRacing back in like 2020, 2021. I don't know what you're talking about, King. Let me Google it. Olive oil? I don't know if I've seen that advertised. I guess I look away whenever the ad is up there. Or I'm just watching the side by side. Oh, cooking the egg on the car. I did see that. I did see that. That's all I saw. I saw an egg on a car. So I know what you're talking about there. But I have not seen the ad. I don't know. It might... The egg would be long gone. It depends. I've seen people do it. Depends on what car you have. Like, you could do it on my Camaro. The part of the hood that's closest to the window, the front window, is slanted a bit further back, and so water pools up there. You could just dump an egg out right there. Right there. Yeah, I'm betting if that was like a actual egg, it was probably like just maybe a piece of metal. Lou, good to see ya. Ghost Rider in the sky. He has that new, is that the Tennessee Titans logo? I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that new logo. I don't know if it's just nostalgia or just being used to it, but I think I prefer the old one. Lou is rooting for Ryan Sieg. Not in a bad place. Top 10. I think he is on the better fuel strategy. Sam Mayer his car may be waking up a bit. These guys are fighting so hard. No wonder we've had 20,000 cautions in this stage. These restarts. Do we have one around? Caution? Caution is out. 92 around. Slid it all the way up the track. He's running that Coastal Oil scheme. We see them on the Rick Ware cars all the time. That's Mason Maggio. Left rear down. All right. Is this the time for Justin to come down pit road? You have to pay the toll troll. To get in the... If you know that reference, you know that reference. If you don't, it would sound wild if I said it. You prefer the old one? Yeah, this the new one looks more like the Houston Oilers colors. You know, they had the pastel and like the really like faded red, which is funny because you know the Titans are the old Houston Oilers, and the Houston Texans fans are livid. They hate when you guys run the Oilers throwbacks on the field. They hate it. I think it's hilarious because I've never been a fan of Houston for reasons. Many reasons. So 48 around. That sent him into the 92. 92 came around. So another caution. Ooh, I didn't see that damage on the 48. Justin, just come down pit road, dude. Just come down pit road. I mean, there's a chance to get caught up in someone's accident, but you need to start picking off 3 to 4 cars every one of these cautions if we're going to continue getting the cautions. If not, you will have the freshest tires. You have the best car. You can run them down. Trust me, Justin. Pay the toll troll now. Come down pit road. Get your fuel. Get your tires. Because what you don't want to do is have these guys that can make it to the end. You do not want this to happen. You don't want the guys that can make it to the end to have a long green flag run from here, because you'll have to pit, you'll go down a lap, and you'll end up finishing 15th. You know, you don't want that. Mason Maggio now, that car is overheating, potentially high revs, having to get back to pit road on flat tires. Pushing the steam straight out of that car. It'd be cool if consumer model cars did that. Did Sam Mayer just bump Allgaier? Let's see if I can get a replay of that last caution. No, they haven't posted one yet. We'll probably get a replay of this caution here posted eventually. Come on, Justin. Come on. Come on, bring it on down. Bring it on down. Yeah, Justin coming down pit road this time. Same air going to follow. Those guys are coming down finally. Austin Green down pit road as well. So Jeb Burton staying out. That is something. So Jeb's team thinks he can make it with a little luck here. But he's going to have guys with fresher tires right behind him. Man. This race was on track to be done by now. And we just had so many cautions. All right. Let me see if we can get a replay really quickly. Do we have one? Let's replay the last caution period. 48 off the nose of Brennan Poole, and he collects the 92. Some decent damage to the left front of the 48. Just peeled it back completely. 92 of able to avoid the wall and other cars, but he did have flat tires and had to limp the car all the way around the track, which doesn't mean as much for this car compared to the Gen 7 car in the Cup Series, but still not good. All right, Justin has a long way to go and a short time to get there. Can we stay green? Can Justin Allgaier come back through the field? He's going 3 wide early. All the way up the track. He's already going to pick off a few cars. Justin rolling the high side. Oh, Justin blew in the entry to turn 3. He had the chance to gain a couple more spots, and he blew the entry to 3. All right, Chastain in the lead. Jeb Burton fighting for his life in 4th here. Ryan Sieg up to 3rd. Still has our Xfinity fastest lap. And Rajah Caruth trying to hold on to the top 10 here. Up to 8. This is the first time he's moved up on a restart all day, I think. Allgaier are back inside the top 15. We are 4 wide further back. All right. I think that was the... I mean, he may have waited a little too late, Justin, but I think that was the perfect time for him to pit in terms of us potentially getting a green flag run here. These laps go by quickly. Justin's going to need to make the most of these fresh tires before they somewhat equalize with the guys that pit about 30 laps ago. Most of those run under caution. That 19 is... Brent Cruz is on my list. He's on my list. Week after week, stupid move after stupid move. More contact with the 27. He has had no regard for any other car out there today. And it's not like he's doing it and winning like Carson Hocevar. You know, all this contact, running other drivers over and for nothing. You know, it's just ridiculous. Corey Day into the wall. That will bring out another caution. That'll rack him and stack him one more time. Can Justin get another great restart and potentially jump into the top 10 here? And well, Jeb Burton, they said they were going to try to stay out, but he has fallen back to at least 9th. If I'm some of these guys, Jeb Burton, whoever, I'm right hooking that 19. I forget who else he's gotten into it with. Maybe Carson. Yeah, there's Carson Quaffle, I think. Corey Day has pancaked the right side of that 17. Doesn't look too bad from what we can see on the left side, but the right side, I'm pretty sure, is relatively flat. Saying that it's killed. Window net down, so his day is over. Not soon enough. So Jesse Love, at the most, can gain 1 spot. We'll open our Twitter tab again. This is our last caution period. Seen Corey Day wreck out a lot this year. Not as much as last year, but and at least this year he's split it up. He'll have some good races, some bad races. Good race, bad race. So maybe another year in the oven and he can really get things turned around, but this is the worst time possible for him to wreck. He needs to be proving himself that he's worthy to take over Bowman's ride and that HMS doesn't have to go after Zelich. Right now, he's not really making his case very well. Who did I pick? Early in the race, I was thinking Allgaier, if this track would really suit him. The style of racing, the complexity of the track. And it looks like a really good pick earlier. We'll see how things hold on. Strategy is working against him somewhat. But you know, it's kind of unfair to pick Justin. I said that earlier. It's like picking Hamlin right now in the Cup Series. You know, you have about a 30% chance of being correct any given week. And depending on the track, it could be higher. You know, you're not going to pick against Hamlin at Pocono. I'm really interested to see this week if Joey Logano can finish well again. You know, top 10. And if Brad Keselowski can finish like top 15. Hopefully top 10. Because last week, it seemed like they had somewhat turned it around. It's been a very rough last like 3 months. That team started out great. Looked like, okay, this team is a chase contender. To 8 of the last 12 weeks crashing out of the race. Like, it was crazy. Really bad run there for Brad. dropped him out of the points. We'll see if we can get a replay of that Corey Day hit here shortly. Not yet. Not yet. Scroll back up. So Angie, that's an interesting site. They've been around for a long time. They used to be Angie's List, if you guys remember that. They rebranded several years ago now. I feel like Angie's List was a good brand. Like, that's how people knew them. It spent who knows how much money on marketing just to rebrand somewhat. So Justin has Dean Thompson in front of him. So Wallet should be able to get by these guys. Jeremy hasn't had pace today. Neither is Taylor Gray, really Raja either. Brent Cruz. Austin's had pace at times. I mean, other than Sheldon Creed and Ryan Sieg, his path to the front is pretty clear. And I think Ross Chastain has our Xfinity fastest lap right now. He's not eligible for the point because he's not running for points. A 24.6, almost 24.6 flat compared to a 200th of a second slower lap by Sieg. Still no replay of that Corey Day hit. If we get another caution, we'll see if they upload it, and we'll try to get that up on the stream. All right. Coming to the line, side by side. Really good start for the inside lane. Ryan Sieg with a chance here. Wrapping the bottom really well. Sieg maybe, well, Chastain's going to get a really good launch off the corner. Side by side into 3. And Chastain clear to the lead. Sieg was really close there. Allgaier up to 10th. Continuing to move side by side with Sawalich here. Don't get wrecked by these Toyotas. They've been all over the track today. Some of it not their fault. Harrison Burton's been run over a few times. All right, Justin going to work on the 54 now. Sandwiched between 2 JGR Toyotas with another one in front of them. All right, Sieg continuing to work on Ross. Still a tight battle for the lead at the front of the pack. A 4-car battle for the lead. Austin Hill also exists. I don't know if he's necessarily in this. What a fight up here. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone refer to Chastain as Watermelon Boy. Oh, Creed's not even sneaky good. He's just good. He's been the second best car to Allgaier today. Although, like, Sieg had the lead, he was definitely slower than Allgaier. But who wasn't today? Allgaier not having an easy time getting back through traffic. He has gotten by the 54. Couple tenths behind Brent Cruz now. Still side by side for the lead. Sieg has a slight advantage. Little side draft here. Both guys are going to dive it in really deep into 3. We're going to stay side by side. Chastain's probably going to carry a little more speed on exit here. Another side draft on corner exit. Not enough. Not enough. Sieg somewhat missed the bottom there on corner entry. There's a lot happening right now. Rajah Caruth still top 10. That's good for him. Not really the day they wanted or needed. I wish they would picture-in-picture and show Allgaier working through the pack every now and then. He is all over the back of Brent Cruz, just searching for a run to make this pass. We are running out of time. Allgaier is probably going to need another caution here. It takes him a few laps to make it, just one pass. Then he has to catch up to the next car, set them up for a few laps. He's out of time. It's going to take some cautions to stack the field back up. Maybe even a caution at the front of the pack. All right, Chastain still with control of this race, but Sieg just a couple car lengths back. As they go into the corner, they'll shorten back up to a car length, sometimes less. Sieg has the better car right now. You can tell when someone's able to follow like this and make multiple attempts to pass, they're definitely the better car. How much is Sieg abusing his tires here, though? And what a story it would be if Ryan Sieg could collect a win. All right. 6 tenths between Caruth and Allgaier. It really slowed up Allgaier making that pass. But now Caruth and Clements are well, the scoreboard said they were side by side, but they're not. They're a second apart on track. I don't know why their scoreboard did that. It's still going back and forth. What is happening to their scoreboard? All right, 4 tenths back from Caruth. Each pass he makes, each battle he gets in for position slows him down from the leader. This would be perhaps our longest run today. We are due for a caution. Any minute, really. Three tenths back from Caruth. Something's going on with Hill and Clements on the leaderboard. They keep going crazy up and down the leaderboard. You believe lap traffic's going to cause a caution? That could happen. Let's go back through our running order and see. Yeah, they're definitely in lap traffic. LeVar Scott running a 25.6, almost a second off the pace. So given 15 or so laps, even LeVar Scott may go a lap down. We may see more of these lead lap cars put a lap down. Justin's regretting it. Should have pit when I was talking about it. They were on the edge of the fuel window. They could have made it. So Justin able to clear Rajah Caruth. One more car and he would restart on the third row if we were to get a caution. Saying Carson Quaffle, fastest car on track. 24.8, 24.9 there. Not the fastest that lap. That was Ross. Justin's at a 24.8 as well, running in traffic. So Justin, like, let's not get it twisted. Justin's still the fastest car on track, given this set of circumstances. Top three still under a blanket. I think that 39 maybe burnt his stuff up a bit too much. He had a good shot. Earlier in the race, we saw him lead and stretch the lead a bit, but over the course of the first stage, his car fell off. And the only thing that saved him was a caution in stage one. Carson Quaffle hounding that 39. Carson Quaffle to the inside of Ryan Sieg. But he's going to miss the bottom of the track, up the track a bit. That's going to bring Sieg back into the conversation. Carson Quaffle not able to clear on corner exit because of the missed entry. So Sieg back to second place. Quaffle couldn't even hold it for one corner. Justin half a second behind Austin Hill. Justin's car is falling off a little bit, stuck back here in traffic. Probably dealing with lapped cars and trying to run down Austin Hill. All right, 3/10 between Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill. How difficult of a pass will this be? Really good corner for Justin. So Jeremy Clements retiring from 6th position. I thought that's what I heard. I wish Austin Hill's transponder would stop cutting out, screwing up the running order. So 2/10 between Hill and Allgaier. Justin's there in position to make the pass. But there's only 25 to go. Justin will need a caution. He's not going to get there naturally. This would be the longest green flag run of the day. The one Justin needed. Bad strategy. You got to pay the toll troll, and they waited too late. Too many cautions, too many laps run under caution, and they did not pit early enough. If they had pit 3 cautions sooner, he could have picked off 4, picked off 5, picked off 6. He'd be running top 3 right now. He's coming through the field, but he does not have enough time. 24 laps. He's running somewhat similar lap times to Ross at times. maybe a little better, but he would have to run over a tenth faster every lap to the end of the race. Every single lap over a tenth faster. And he still has to pass 3 cars to get to the leader. It's not happening. It is not happening. He needs a caution badly. And these guys towards the front will just get faster and faster. Half a second back from Creed. That's the next possible pass. Even though Creed may be a little held up there on corner exit. We'll see. Now just 2 tenths between Creed and Allgaier. Creed was held up by the lap car. You gotta factor in traffic. I don't think there's any possible way that Justin runs fast enough through traffic to get to the lead. I just do not see it happening. It's so many laps. You know, it's Justin, it takes him 3 laps to catch up to a car, 2 laps to size him up. If he doesn't make the pass, it's another 2 laps before he gets another shot at the pass. It's too much to ask. They didn't pit early enough. Justin, rear end, jumped out on corner exit, not able to put the gas down. Waffle slowly cutting into the lead on Chastain. That's our best bet at a battle for the lead. Honestly, that's the only thing that could slow up these leaders enough to make this even a conversation about Allgaier. So Justin up to 4th, just hoping and praying for a caution, but when he needs one the most, it is not falling. Justin has the lead, or Justin needed the lead, not needed, was going to get the lead in stage 1, but a caution saved him from getting the lead there. In stage 2, he did actually hold the lead. Stayed green, good stuff. Only 1 caution, but he held the lead. Then stage 3. All the cautions. He stayed out, had to pay the price. And then as soon as they finally pit, we run green to the end. That's NASCAR. You can have the best car. You can have the best driver behind the wheel at that track. And you may not win. Waffle's closing in slowly. He has to be just extremely consistent here. We're getting to the point where he has to gain half a tenth a lap every lap to catch up to Ross. And then he has to make the pass. And Ross has been a very hard pass all day. Carson actually lost that last lap. He cannot afford laps like that. Rajah Caruth top 10 right now, not bad. Sam Mayer, disappointing turnout for his day. I mean, the top 10's good, but they were definitely hoping for more today. Missed the setup for qualifying. Had to start behind the 8 ball and never really found the balance on that 41. Even when they were running top 5, they were clearly struggling with the balance. They also had to pay the toll troll like Allgaier and just didn't have quite the car he did. Justin pressuring for 3rd here. Once again, looking for a late race caution. I don't think we're going to get one. Justin Allgaier crashes. Almost did. Way up the track. He almost clipped Creed there. Not Creed, Sieg. Really good day for Ryan Sieg. Happy for him to get a good finish. Had a lot of bad luck this year. Justin just cooked it there. Justin to the high side now. Justin's going to get the spot. So Allgaier 2-3rd. Great run for Justin, but bad strategy. That's the story of his day. If Ross holds on to this, it would be as a direct result of strategy. Nine laps. Now 8 laps to go. I mean, Carson needs this. He's the full-timer. Ross isn't. Also, a little held up by lap traffic there. Carson not really able to capitalize very much. A lot of lap traffic out the windshield of that 9 car. And now Carson Quaffel's going to have to deal with it. So a lot of caution is out. I did it. I did it. Jeb Burton around. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I did it. You're welcome. When I said I don't think we're going to get a caution, I'm going to tell you my strategy. Let me tell you a secret. I said that knowing if I said it, the chances of us getting a caution were going to go up by 9,000%. That's math. That's science. I knew it. I looked into my crystal ball and I said, you know, this really feels like a race where we're not going to get a caution, where Justin's just going to have bad luck, not going to get one. And if I say this out loud, if I make this prediction, we're not going to get a caution, we might get a caution. And it worked out. It worked out. I did it, ladies and gentlemen. If Justin has a shot at this win, he needs to get out of that car and thank me, because I put my bad luck into play for Justin. That's an announcer jinx right there. I did that. But it's still going to be a hard pass. Justin was 2/10 faster there. So Justin's best chance here is to somehow get clear to second place, but it's just going to be, what, a green-white checkered? So he would have to make the pass for second and, you know, I don't know what you do here. Restart on the outside and try to go 3 wide. I mean, you can also try to go shortcut the track like Mare was earlier. Take them 3 wide inside. That's difficult because it's really hard to get the power down on corner exit at that point. Even if Justin's able to move up to second here, it's going to be really hard to also knock off the leader. It's going to be really hard. Who? This is crazy. So, I mean, Justin, you know, these are teammates up there in front of him. He has a chance to involve himself in this. This could turn out really poorly for all 3 of them. What if they all wash up the track and Sieg just steals it? This may not even be our last restart. This was anything like the end of the beginning of stage 3. I mean, we have a few overtimes, but I don't think there's going to be many people to come down and take tires here unless you're way back in the pack. So I don't know if they'll be able to hold it side by side, lap after lap, like they were earlier. Yes, Justin and Ryan Sieg side by side, potentially on the restart. We'll see how they line up. I don't see how Carson would give up the front row to a faster car, you know, Justin Allgaier. There's some tracks where you might do that, but I don't think this is one or a position where you can do that. How much is Justin going to push here? Will he push at all, and might that give an advantage to Sieg pushing one of these other guys clear to the lead? There's so much that can happen here. It's been a really fun race. My goodness. Justin got his late race caution, but I think it came a little too late in the race. If this was 10 laps to go, 15 to go, I'm thinking, hey, Justin has a 50-50 shot here. Green, white, checkered. It's going to be really hard to pull this off. You just need to grab the lead, and it takes so long to set up a pass here and to complete the pass. If you control that high side and you don't get taken out by whoever's on the inside, and that may be it. That may be all she wrote. Chastain doesn't need the win, but he wants to win. He's not winning in Cup. He hasn't won in O'Reilly this year, I don't believe. So this would be a good return to form. Could anyone gamble on tires here? Or did anyone gamble on tires, hoping for multiple overtime restarts? You could see somebody running that fourth lane pick up 10 spots in one corner. All right, Justin going to the high side. There's a high likelihood this puts Quaffle and Allgaier side by side, maybe going into 3 and 4. They would have to settle it that lap for that second place driver to have any shot to get up there to Ross. Ross is in a great place here, but it really may come down to whoever wins this restart. How much does the 7 push? Is there a chance to go 3 wide? And Sieg, I mean, he has nothing to lose here. These aren't teammates. He needs a win way more than these other guys. And if Quaffle overcooks this corner, that opens the door for Sieg on the inside. Quaffle's got it. Caution. Allgaier got taken out there. Oh my goodness, these guys won't stop wrecking, these idiots. Ross spun the tires and killed the restart. Ryan Sieg, major damage. Brent Cruz, karma finally came for him. I don't know what Sammy Smith was doing. Arca breaking it through there. Allgaier didn't have much damage, and then Sammy Smith just pancaked his left side. More bad luck for Ryan Sieg every week. Carson Quaffle may have just won this race. That's the risk you take. You know, it's not just like being back in the pack, but being behind any other cars at all. You can get involved in an accident. If Justin was on a different strategy, this race is probably already over. Probably in victory lane already. Golly. Yeah, a couple guys. I think that was Taylor Gray. Hit the side of Justin. Then Sammy Smith up the track. Pancaked the left side of Justin. It was, oh my god, it was Brent Cruz. It was Brent, like, obviously Ross stacked up the start, but it was Brent Cruz that set it off. He's an idiot. He might be the worst. Like, I know Sawalich has had some rough weeks, but Brent Cruz might be the dumbest driver in the series. I don't know if it's just he's not used to being this far out west, not used to Iowa. I don't know what it is, but he has raced like a complete joke today. He's lucky that's his first big event today, and he didn't even receive most of the damage. Completely clearing out Sieg, clearing out Allgaier. Two guys that deserve top 5 finishes here. Brent Cruz, I don't know, like, you know, I don't want to like say, oh, he's an idiot, but for what he's done today, he is the village idiot, because my goodness, running all over Carson Quaffle. Who else did he run over? He ran a few guys over today, and it just pissed me off. You can't do that and continue to race for Joe Gibbs. He's not going to have a long career driving like that. I think Joe Gibbs might have a couple clunkers. Like, Sawalich, he can win here and there, but, like, he just hasn't impressed me much in that 18 this year. And then, I don't know. I just think their O'Reilly program's down in general. Normally, they trade wins with Junior Motorsports every other week. This year, it hasn't happened. So I don't want to judge them too harshly, but I don't know, he may have some clunkers. I don't know if these guys are going to race for Joe in Cup. Brent, there's no way you can defend what Brent Cruz has done today. Like, you can say, oh, half the field's made contact with someone else today. Brent Cruz alone has almost crashed the field like that multiple times today. It's just due to the skill of partially himself being able to save a car, but also whoever he's wrecking to, number one, save the car, and number two, not to retaliate. It would be wild. So Carson Quaffle was the first guy that Brent Cruz really obliterated a couple times. If Quaffle held on and won this, it would be the ultimate, like, display of karma on a grand scale. Yeah, I mean, Brent Cruz maybe had a 8th place car at the best. So to be up there and take out a guy who had a top 3, top 4 car, you know, it's just unfortunate. I mean, did he really think he was going to win the race from the 5th row? My goodness. That's about what he was doing there. So yeah, Ross botched the start there. Justin didn't react in time. Justin had a chance to take him 3 wide front row. Didn't get out there. Really bad angle into 1 and 2. Fell back enough to get into the danger zone. And Brent Cruz just cleared them all out. If you're going to race in a top ride, I mean, you can't do that. It's one thing to wreck yourself. Like, it's disappointing that Corey Day crashed again today. He's already had a lot of DNFs throughout his short career so far. But at least this time he didn't clear out the field. And maybe it's one thing to crash you or a couple other people in 20th. That's bad. That's not great. You don't want to see that. You don't ever want to crash a potential race-winning car. I just feel like that's worse. Rajah Caruth now. Up to the second row. Austin Hill, second row. What is Austin Hill willing to do to taste victory lane one more time? I'm just saying, last caution. I said maybe someone should come down and take tires, considering we might get multiple restarts. Right now, if you were able to survive that last caution, then that would have been a great strategy. You're already running 25th. We might as well come out around 25th. And right now, you might be running 12th with fresh tires. If this was Austin Hill from 2 years ago, I have no doubt in my mind he takes this 3 wide and takes out both the Junior Motorsports guys and potentially wins the race. No doubt in my mind. This is a little bit of a slower Austin Hill. He hasn't had the car today. Rajah Caruth had a great start. That was a great... He almost had it. Oh, Austin Hill did do the thing. They haven't wrecked yet, but he did do the thing. Austin Hill dropping like a rock. Quaffle to the lead. Rajah Caruth second. Does he have anything for him on this final lap? White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Caruth has nothing for him, but what a great finish this would be to finish second after everything that's happened today. The struggles they had on all of these restarts, so many restarts, to come back and finish second place to Carson Quaffle. Great run for Carson Quaffle. Again, like, they didn't have a great car today. Throughout the majority of this race, they played the right strategy. They had speed when it counted, ran against a cup driver to get up there and take the lead, surviving the chaos, surviving the Brent Cruz, and coming away with the win. What a race from Carson Quaffle. That's awesome to see. He's another part-time guy, like part-time for Junior Motorsports, like Rajah Caruth. So the part-timers finishing 1 and 2 today. Amazing. Sawallish actually, he held on for a decent finish as well. Not bad. Brent Cruz, that nut job, finishing 16th, allegedly. Justin all the way back in 24th. He didn't need the win anyway. He's already locked into the chase. He's good. But a great points day for both Quaffle and Caruth. They needed this so badly. Several guys getting good points finishes today. Again, the stage points maybe non-existent. But what a finish. That's definitely some momentum, some confidence boosting. In NASCAR, you got to have the setup. You have to have the driver. The driver has to be comfortable on that track. You can have the setup. You can have the greatest driver in the world, but if they don't know this one track, it's not an automatic win. You have to have the strategy, meaning, taking the right calls, the right gambles here and there, making the right adjustments throughout the race kind of factors into the setup as well. But you also, and maybe one of the more important aspects, you have to have the luck. Everything has to go your way. You have to have the cautions fall when you need them. You have to have cautions not fall when you don't need them. Your competitors have to, respect you in a certain way. So if a lap car holds you up, you're unlucky in that aspect. Might lose the lead, might lose some track position, who knows? Everything has to fall into place to win a race in NASCAR, which is why it makes it special. If we had run green that whole third stage, Justin laps up to 9th place. He just laps the field. Just a domination. Justin is talking to Brent Cruz. He's doing it. Swing on him, Justin. Swing on him. Carson Quaffle climbing out of his car to celebrate the win. I don't know if anyone else got in the chase there. I haven't seen the points, but let me see if I can find the points from last week. 2 weeks ago, I guess I should say. Standings. No, I doubt C got in. He's about 80 points back from the cut line, or was. And where Taylor Gray finished and ran, that's not going to help Sieg out. He will gain stage points, but with the poor finish, not even finishing the race, yeah, Sieg's not going to get in. Raja is 20 below. He didn't earn stage points, so he may stay about where he is, even with the good finish. Carson Quaffle was second in points. He's not going to cut the gap to Justin, though, very much. Like, you know, maybe 220 back if he's lucky. Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be much movement in the points. Maybe Retzlaff dropping. Let's see, now Retzlaff pulled off a good finish. Didn't get the stage points. So that, yeah, I mean, the points for the most part will be stable. I think Gray might jump Brent Cruz. And maybe Sawalich could jump him too. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think anyone further back is going to make their way in. Let me show you guys the points real quick. These are the points from this, do this, move that over there. These are the points from last week. I don't think we're going to see much movement here. Sawalich might jump into 12th. Cruz might drop out. I think Taylor Gray is going to move up to 11th, and Cruz may move back to 12th. The rest of these positions look relatively stable. Hill and Jones might flip. Love will probably stay about where he is. Maybe he'll lose a spot to Creed. I'm not sure. I look at where did Creed finish? Yeah, Creed might move up a spot. But other than that, there's not a ton of movement in the points. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Isn't today cutoff day? I don't think so. I do not think so. I think it would have been a bigger story throughout the race if it was. Billy's going to do a show in the next few minutes. Well, Billy, give me a second. I will hop over there and check it out. Let me redirect you guys. Send you guys over to Clayable if you guys want to continue watching some NASCAR content. And we will be live tomorrow for the Cup race. So I hope to see you guys then. It was a great race today. So I don't know how tomorrow's going to go. Hoping for a good one. But until next time, I hope you guys have a good one. And looking forward to tomorrow. Not sure how it's going to go. Not sure if it's going to race like today. But what a race it was today. You know, I thought it was a great race. I have no complaints about what we saw today. Just a great example of what Iowa can do. Fun racing at the front of the pack for the majority of the race. And then even when the leader was up there, he was just lapping his way through the field. Fun stuff. Different strategies. Guys 4 wide on restarts. Great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Cup race, and maybe live with something else later, but our next NASCAR coverage will probably be tomorrow for the Cup race. So that should be fun. It's going to be a bit earlier tomorrow. I think tomorrow's race is going to be a few hours earlier than today, so I hope to see you guys then.